Imagine a personality so cunning, so calculating, that it can manipulate entire systems, destroy lives, and climb to the top, all without a hint of remorse. This isn't fiction. This is Machiavellianism, the darkest and most strategic of the Dark Triad. And today we're diving deep into the mind of a Machiavellian. What makes them tick? What makes them so dangerous? And could you be dealing with one right now, without even knowing it? To understand Machiavellianism, we have to go back in time, to 16th century Italy. This is where it all began. A political philosopher named Niccolò Machiavelli wrote a book that would change the way we think about power forever. It was called The Prince. In it, Machiavelli argued that rulers should do whatever it takes to maintain power, lie, cheat, manipulate. Morality? That was optional. Fast forward to the 1960s. Psychologists Richard Christie and Florence Geist took Machiavelli's ideas and turned them into a personality trait. They called it Machiavellianism. And just like that, a new kind of villain was born, not in fiction but in real life. Machiavellians are masters of control. Unlike narcissists who are driven by ego or psychopaths who are ruled by impulse, Machiavellians are cold, calculated, and laser-focused on their goals. For them, power is everything. Money, status, influence, these are the driving forces behind every decision they make. But here's what sets them apart: self-control. They don't lose their temper. They don't act on impulse. They're patient, strategic, and always one step ahead. And that's what makes them so dangerous. Machiavellians are the ultimate manipulators. They don't need violence to get what they want. Why use force when you can break someone's mind instead? They're experts at psychological warfare, exploiting emotions, twisting truths, and bending people to their will. Studies show that Machiavellians have superior mental abilities. They can read people like a book. They know exactly what to say, how to say it, and when to say it. But here's the catch: they don't feel empathy. They don't care about the pain they cause. To them, people are just tools, pawns in their game of power. From the outside, Machiavellians seem to have it all. They're successful, charismatic, and often rise to the top of their fields. But inside, they're empty. Machiavellians suffer from a condition called alexithymia, an inability to feel emotions deeply. They can't form genuine connections. They can't love. They can't care. And that's why, despite all their success, they're often deeply lonely. Think about it. What's the point of having the world if you can't share it with anyone? So, what creates a Machiavellian? Is it nature or nurture? The answer: both. Genetics play a role. Studies show that Machiavellians have differences in their brain structure, particularly in the prefrontal cortex, which controls decision-making and self-control. But environment matters too. A traumatic childhood, abuse, neglect, or instability can push someone toward Machiavellianism. When the world feels like a battlefield, you learn to fight dirty to survive. Here's the twist: Machiavellians aren't always evil. They understand morality, they just see it as a tool. If being moral helps them achieve their goals, they'll play the part. But if morality gets in their way, they'll toss it aside without a second thought. This moral flexibility is what makes them so effective. They can blend in, earn trust, and then use that trust to their advantage. And by the time you realize what's happening, it's too late. But every action has consequences. For all their success, Machiavellians pay a heavy price. Their relationships fall apart. Their marriages fail. And no matter how much power they accumulate, they're never truly satisfied. Why? Because power without purpose is meaningless. And without the ability to connect with others, Machiavellians are left with nothing but their own ambition, a hollow, endless chase. In the end, Machiavellians are a paradox. They're human, yet they're capable of inhuman things. They're brilliant, yet they're broken. And while they may rise to the top, they often do so alone. So, the next time you meet someone who seems too good to be true, charismatic, ambitious, and always in control, ask yourself, are they a hero? Or are they something darker? Because in the game of power, The most dangerous players are the ones who know how to hide in plain sight. Machiavellianism is more than just a personality trait, it's a warning. By understanding it, we can protect ourselves from those who would use us for their own gain. So, stay aware, stay informed, and remember, not everyone who smiles at you has your best interests at heart.